morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. We're just about 7:52 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 and you're not yet there, you might be late. But still, if you're on the nation's roads, remember to drive safely, get yourself to work on time, safely, and the children off to school. Okay, we continue conversations this morning in studio, and this morning we're speaking with Tilo Kruse, backpacker who did his trek all across the island of Tobago. And also in studio with him this morning is Bashir Kwaw, and we're gonna have that conversation this morning. If you've been following social media at all, you'd know where the journey started, and so we're gonna talk about where we are now and what the experience was like for you here in Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Of course, it's a pleasure. And so, of course, anytime anything of this nature happens on the island of Tobago, we are all very excited as Tobagonians to be a part of the conversation and to have the experience with you as well. And so you've walked across the island of Tobago, around the island of Tobago, right?
Around.
Right, and tell us, how engaging was it? What was the experience like for you? And just in case viewers, I just want to let the cat out of the bag if I can. He's here without shoes this morning, and I feel as if that is to get connected to the earth. I don't know what the purpose is, but
No, I just thought it was funny. I also walked the whole of Tobago barefoot.
Barefoot, that's right.
So 144 kilometers barefoot. Yeah. That's,
wow. And so what was that like for you? Because
painful.
For me, I know I would expect, because I cannot walk without shoes. And so you did that entire trek barefooted.
You can. I also thought I couldn't do it, but you just try it, and it's painful, but once you try it, you're like, okay, now I get through.
I suppose once you put your mind to it, you're able to do it. And so what was the experience like from where you started? What type of engagements you had with people along the journey? I know sometimes people will give you drinks, they would give you, so what was the communication like, and how did you feel in terms of, was there a warmth, a welcome? How did you feel?
Oh yeah, no, I felt very welcome, very warm. It's a little bit quieter than Trinidad, I would say, less people. I had a little bit more of my own, but people were still nice. We still got a lot of food and got a lot of drinks and mostly nice places to sleep, and I can't complain on that.
And in terms of the walking, what was the most amount of hours consecutively did you walk? What was the longest period? Did you record it?
I don't know hours. I think like 23 or so might be the longest.
From Charlottesville to Bloody Bay.
I don't know, maybe, yeah.
Yeah, that was our longest walk.
Wow.
Because we wanted to witness the harvest of Bloody Bay.
Yes.
Yeah. And then we were struggling to reach Bloody Bay on time so that we can enjoy the harvest.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was that experience like?
Well, I think Charlottesville to Bloody Bay was the toughest journey because that stress, the road is somehow...
the terrain,
yes. Mm-hmm. That was a toughest, and the Tilo was struggling hard, but we made it.
I'm happy to hear that. And once you can overcome the hardest hurdle, then the rest of it just comes like, listen, if I did that, I could, make the other couple of, the steps down the road. And so what was the reason behind, I know you came to Trinidad before, but what was the reason behind choosing this specific space to do this? Trinidad and Tobago, what was the reason behind it?
Trinidad, coincidence. Do you have good dry docks?
Okay.
I sailed across the Atlantic with the captain, and the captain says I need to fix my boat, and the Chaguaramas in Trinidad has good dry docks. So we went to Chaguaramas, and from there, just like ones after the other, I talked to people. I had the idea to walk across the country, and a lot of people told me it's not impossible. I was like, oh no, of course it's possible. So I don't know, just okay, let's do it. And maybe some people would be interested in that, give some make a cool story about the kindness and the welcoming of people here. So let's do social media, and kind of blew up, and then people tell me do Tobago next, and you don't want to, you want to get Tobago too, you want to be like fair here, guys. So
that's right.
And also raise a little bit of awareness for lupus. We try to collect a little bit of money and awareness for lupus. It's like a sickness, autoimmune sickness, where the immune system attacks the body. and it's not really curable, but not a lot of people know about this. So we wanna help them out a little bit. So it comes in phases, and sometimes people are fine the first day, and the next day they can't work, and there's not a lot of understanding for like employers, so that like she looked fine the day before, but now she's in the hospital, like. And we want to raise a little bit of funds for the Voice of Lupus Foundation. They want to build like a small clinic, and for like some of the side effects, they need to get checked up regularly. In the normal hospital, that takes like a long time to get the appointment. So they want to build like a clinic run by volunteers, and let's see if we can contribute a little bit of funds to that. So
and that aspect of it, because that is very important, and that aspect of it, what has the feedback been like, the response been like in terms of raising the awareness, and also the sponsorship in terms of raising funds, the finances for that as well? What has it been like?
So I think we raised now, don't quote me on that, but I think like 13,000 TT. So that's good. And I think like a lot of people who have actually lupus, they like write in the comments like, oh my gosh, it's so good. Like my daughter has lupus. I don't know, my aunt died on lupus. It's so good. Thank you for doing this. And they're like people coming out a little bit. I didn't have anybody who like joined me. I would have loved that, but maybe I'll still get someone to interview who has lupus, and give them a little bit of spotlight, and
All right, and do you have any plans in terms of having conversations with stakeholders, maybe here on the island of Tobago, in terms of more awareness, more public awareness? Because I know people were on the journey with you, as you mentioned. They spoke on social media. They mentioned, their own experience, whether it's with themselves or someone they know having lupus. Do you have any plans or intentions to talk with anybody in terms of how can we get more awareness out there in this local space? Because as you said, it's not that very popular. I mean, some people know about it, but there are other diseases that people tend to know more, and so you want to give them more information where this is concerned. Do you have any plans, or have you thought about who can you speak with on a platform that gives you a louder voice to get people more involved in it?
I just use my own platform so far. And hey, guys, I'm in television. What's up? I don't know. Like, I'm not the manager of the foundation. I just met the president of the foundation, and she was pretty cool. And like she told me about her story, and I thought let's help her out a little bit. And if anybody's interested, she has a really interesting story. Anybody watching here, like TV stations, radio stations, interview this woman. She had lupus herself. She worked in, I think, like in the radio, had a really good job, and then she got fired from her job. And like 3 days later, she's like, okay, I'm gonna build this foundation because there isn't really a lot for lupus patients out there. Her name is Rihanna. The contacts are like, I don't know, just contact me or contact her. Just Google Voice of Lupus Foundation, interview her. She has a cool story. And then from nothing, from first setting up a Facebook page, she now has an office inside her home. So their home is like half smaller. She set up an office there. Like first, like really just like plastic chairs. And now someone gave her like a little bit furniture. And, she tries to get like sponsors here and there, to sponsor her, to give like certain products that lupus patients need, and like distribute like knowledge. She's really awesome. Rihanna, if you see this, like shout out to you. And everybody in media who thinks like this might be a cool story, contact her. She has a cool story.
And, how do you feel now being a part of something that is bigger than you are, using your platform, using your voice to bring the awareness to people? Like you're speaking there and you're smiling and your whole body is telling me like you're really happy. How do you really feel about the fact that you did it? People saw you, they were commenting, they were interacting. How does it make you feel that you're able to do this?
Yeah, no, it's I'm pretty happy about that. I really love to show some of the good parts. Like in Trinidad, it was more about like showing the good parts of the country. But I think a little bit more. I hope I showed also a little bit of the good parts of Tobago. So some nice food. I still need to try. Crab and dumplings. I still didn't get that.
Crab and dumplings yet.
I don't know, for some reason I didn't. I tried to do that today.
Yes, you should. You must.
I have to send him to Strawberry.
Yes.
We can get something.
That's right. Definitely do that today, you guys. Of course, that is one of the things we boast about here on the island of Tobago. Our food, and crab and dumpling is a must. Where next?
Venezuela. Well, first Trinidad, but then I want to go to Venezuela. I need to prepare a little bit, for. I wanna live like in the like remote part of the jungle there, and I need to prepare about that, like get my medications and
Right.
like get some contacts going,
Right.
you know, like visa stuff and.
Right.
Yeah, so Venezuela, I'm like traveling the world. I'm not sure if people know, but if people want to know, like basically my thing is, everything here is an accident. I started from Germany. My goal is I want to travel once around the world, starting with no money, earning everything along the way, and not using planes. That's basically my thing.
Wow.
And yeah, I worked in pizza factory in Berlin. I worked in Paris in a nightclub. That's how I funded myself, and I just don't really spend that much. And you know, I just came here, and you know, it just happened. You know.
Absolutely amazing story, and you know we want to wish you the very best as you continue. We wanna
you.
continue seeing your story. It doesn't end here for us in
Yeah.
Trinidad and Tobago, especially in Tobago. It doesn't end here for us. We want to
Yeah.
see where you go, what you do, and how you influence and impact lives and important stories like the Lupus story.
Yeah.
And so we want to continue that journey with us. So we hope that you take us on the journey as well with you, and we hope, of course, you raise more awareness for all the causes that you are doing this for. So all the very best to you. And
Thank you.
Bashir, thank you guys so much for joining
you
us
too.
this morning as you brought that information to us. Ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Tilo and Bashir as we spoke about that walk around the island of Tobago. Of course, you know, he did it in Trinidad first, and of course, talking about Tobago, the experience here, and completing that walk barefooted. Yes. Wow, amazing, amazing things there. So that is what has happened. And we're hoping to see where he goes next. Venezuela, and of course, let's see how the journey continues with him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. But we don't end our programming here. We move on over to Tobago Notes and then on to GMT. So stay with us. And as you stay with us, of course, we invite you to help us share the live, share the live, share the live.